You're watching KSWO TV, your 7 News station in Lawton and Wichita Falls.
A gunman opens fire at his former workplace and kills 3 people.
We believe that the shooter is a spouse of an employee.
Why it might have been a personal vendetta and what happened to the shooter. A driver in central Oklahoma plows head-on into a Jeep and kills 2 people in it. How it happened. Empty baskets, empty pallets, and empty shelves. That's because the cupboards are bare at the Lawton Food Bank. How you can help.
And summertime about to return with a vengeance. We'll talk about it up next.
This is 7 News. You can count on us.
We begin with breaking news this afternoon. A shooting at a Lawton apartment complex set police on a manhunt. Police got call around 3 that someone had shot a man at Sanders Heights Apartments located at 16th and Tennessee. They say someone dropped the wounded man off at Memorial Hospital and he collapsed shortly afterward. Police say they also found 2 cars they'd been looking for, one that dropped off the victim at the hospital, the other that had been at the apartments at the time of the shooting. So far, we also know police are questioning several people they call persons of interest. We have a news crew at the scene, so tonight at 6 we hope to tell you why it happened, the condition of the victim, and if police have any suspects in custody. Count on 7 News to keep you updated. Another shooting today, this one in Albuquerque, New Mexico. A gunman opens fire at his former workplace and now 3 people are dead and several others injured. The gunman walked into a manufacturing facility and started shooting. Police think his intended victim was someone he was involved with, but others could not escape his rage. Don Guevara has more. Garrett? Thank you, David. A head-on collision in central Oklahoma leaves 3 people dead. It happened on Highway 9 between Tecumseh and Earlsboro. Investigators say an SUV driven by Tracy Craig of Noble was heading west on the highway when it crossed the center line and crashed into an oncoming Jeep. Craig died at the scene. The 2 people in the Jeep were also killed. The crash is under investigation. For the second time in 24 hours, a plane crash in northeastern Oklahoma has left 3 people dead. The Oklahoma Highway Patrol says 64-year-old Richard Scheimer of Owasso was approaching an airport in Owasso when the plane began to lose altitude. The plane crashed nose first and came to rest about 100 yards north of the runway. Scheimer and his 2 passengers all died. You may remember Saturday night, another small plane went down near Mohawk Park in Tulsa. 3 Oklahoma businessmen died in that crash. The search is on for an escaped inmate from a prison in McAllister. The Oklahoma Corrections Department says 34-year-old Stephen Thomas was discovered missing this morning. He was being held at the Jackie Brennan Correctional Center, a minimum security prison. Thomas was convicted on injury to a minor child and possession of an explosive device. He had been in prison since 1998 and was scheduled for release in 2010. Feeding needy families in Lawton is getting harder every day. That's the word from the Lawton Food Bank's director. Folks have always depended on the food bank, but now they do so more than ever these days. It's a new family food box program that has brought in tons of new families. It's a program that targets families rather than just individuals. But now the food bank shelves are just about empty and the director doesn't know how long they'll be able to last before they have to turn away the hungry. I went to the food bank a little earlier today to get a look at those empty shelves myself and find out exactly how the food bank plans to cope during the dog days of summer when they are at their busiest.
And you can see all the empty spaces. Normally we have a ton of canned vegetables. I think this pallet right here is about it. And that's not going to get very far with 863 families every month. So we're starting to get a little nervous.
Food Bank Director Jerry Mosman says they usually feed 863 families a month. If things don't change, they won't be able to.
I can't give it if I don't have it. So as I said, we've already decreased the amount of food that we give. We think it's still enough to last a week.
Or close to it, but she says if they have to cut back, they will. She says their new family box program drew in so many more people.
This family box program has been going on a month and we've already given out 1,000 boxes of food.
But it isn't just Lawton struggling.
Well, in the last year, in our fiscal year last year, we've discovered that there's more people coming to the food banks.
The Regional Food Bank of Oklahoma covers about 3/4 of the state. Director Linda Crawley says last year they gave out 35.5 million pounds of food, which is 8 million pounds more than the year before.
And unfortunately, it's the working poor that are needing this food. Women and parents that have jobs, but they just can't afford to feed their families.
But no matter how bad it gets, Mosman plans to soldier on.
I'm a professional beggar, and I'm going to take whatever you're willing to give me. We need food.
She says she will never turn anyone away, but she might have to give them less.
We're a little nervous. This is making us a little concerned. We still have quite a bit of summer left, and at this rate, we're not going to make it.
Mosman says the food bank's 25th anniversary is in August, and they plan to have a huge food drive then. She also said they could not make it without sponsors like Walmart and Sam's, who have recently pledged to double their donations. And you don't have to be a big food store to help. You can always give money or your time. Give Jerry Mosman a call at the food bank at 580-353-7994.
Coming up on 7 News.
Good news from the Gulf tonight.
We're going to be very close to containing 100% of the oil.
A new containment cap is in place, just as the White House plans to announce revised rules for deepwater drilling. Plus, he got away with it for 2 years, but now police have finally caught the barefoot bandit. You don't want to miss how it went down. Well, thank you, David. Okay. He got away with ripping off folks for years, but finally, authorities nabbed the teenager they call the barefoot bandit, and how it went down was worthy of a Hollywood movie. Wait until you see it.